CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Brendan Purdy.
It's just that overall sensation of respect and just making sure that I can pass on that message to my children.
Tonight on CTV News, remembering and reflecting how Edmontonians honored our veterans this Remembrance Day. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Across Edmonton, people paused this morning to mark Remembrance Day. The service at the oldest cenotaph in Alberta honored the men and women who fought and died for our freedoms and the veterans who continue to fight their own battles. CTV's Gates Guarn has more.
Military members took their posts around the Beverly Cenotaph. Hundreds reflected on those who died for our country. Retired Major Jeff Sizo was there to honor his grandfather who fought overseas.
Stories that I heard from my grandfather and whatnot, it just means a lot to me to come out and celebrate.
Others, like Warrant Officer J.T. Ferris, spent the day with his children. He's grateful to share the ceremony with them and pass down the stories of those who came before.
It's just that overall sensation of respect and just making sure that I can pass on that message to my children. And again, also appreciate that the sacrifices that I've taken don't go in vain, and that at the same time we can kind of remember what we're all here for.
Wreaths were laid at the cenotaph commemorating the 80th anniversary since the end of the Second World War. A speech from Master Corporal Shania Murphy focused on both the ones who've died and the ones who continue to shoulder the tolls of war.
Remembrance isn't just about the soldiers who fought long ago. It's about the men and women who continue to carry that legacy in their hearts every single day. It's about the ones fighting the unseen battles, the families who hold them up, and the communities that remind them they're not all alone.
For Sizo, this and every Remembrance Day marks a chance to make sure no one is ever forgotten.
As soon as you stop saying their names, they're forgotten, and we just cannot do that. We have to remember everybody who served, no matter what, peacetime, wartime, it doesn't matter. You have to remember their names.
And their memories will continue to live on with the next generation. Gates Guarn, CTV News, Edmonton.
People also gathered at the Alberta legislature for a memorial salute. A 21-gun salute marked the end of 2 minutes of silence in honor of fallen soldiers. People from all walks of life filled the legislature grounds to take in the ceremonial firing of blank artillery rounds. Edmonton is one of 13 places in Canada designated as a saluting station. The sound of footsteps broke the silence of a procession through the Calder community. People lined the streets to watch the parade from the Northwest Edmonton Senior Centre to the Cenotaph. The Community League puts on this Remembrance Day ceremony to remember the wars fought, the soldiers who died, and the ones who were forever changed by battle. Earl Turvey comes to honor his father and grandfather. They were both veterans who survived the World Wars.
My grandfather, when he passed away, was the oldest surviving member of the 1st Battalion of the PPCLI. And then I just every year come here, and then after this I go and visit my father's grave, put a poppy on that, and then visit my grandfather's grave and put a poppy on his stone.
Turvey says he sees more and more people out at the Calder ceremony every year. From coast to coast, communities held ceremonies today. At Victoria Square in Vancouver, thousands gathered to pay their respects. In Manitoba, the Royal Winnipeg Rifles, known as the Little Black Devils, hosted a ceremony at Vimy Ridge Memorial Park for people to gather and remember. And in St. John's, the Ode to Newfoundland played as those who died were honored. Ceremonies were also held throughout the day in Europe. In Paris, French President Emmanuel Macron drove down the Champs-Élysées, escorted by cavalry and troops. He laid flowers under the Arc de Triomphe before greeting military veterans. And in the UK, the Princess of Wales attended a national memorial ceremony paying tribute to those who've served in the British military and died while fighting. Queen Camilla led a remembrance service at Paddington train station laying a wreath of poppies. A local brewery is honoring Edmontonians who died in battle with a special ale. Campio Brewing teamed up with the 49th Battalion Loyal Edmonton Regiment Association to create this charity beer. As CTV's Nicole Weisberg reports, proceeds from its sale will fund memorials overseas.
At Campio Brewing downtown, the orders just keep coming for this special brew.
It's just been basically the only thing we've been selling so far today.
It's called Lee Stock, named after the Edmonton Regiment's mascot coyote. It honors local soldiers who fought in the First World War.
The style of brew is a bière de garde. The bière de garde is the style of beer that actually originated from France, where the Canadian soldiers fought.
Campio collaborated with the 49th Battalion Loyal Edmonton Regiment Association on the beer. The association is currently raising funds to install memorial monuments on battlefields overseas.
Because people like to know, like, where did we fight? You know, like we fought at Vimy Ridge and we fought it, but some of the major battles where we lost a lot of life, and that's what we just so we recognize the people that's for their sacrifice.
Jack Bowen is the president of the Loyal Edmonton Regiment Association. He's visited several war sites where Edmontonians made major sacrifices, and he noticed, other than grave sites, there is no recognition of that.
And we probably have, I think we have about 1,000 soldiers that were fought with the Edmonton Regiment that are buried in quite a few cemeteries over in Belgium and in France.
The association has already secured land for monuments in Passchendaele and the Somme. Proceeds from the sale of this beer will help with their efforts.
So it's good. It's a good initiative. Anything like that we can do, it's a good thing.
How's the beer?
The beer is good.
Lee Stock will be on tap at Campio throughout November or until it's gone. Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Canada's finance minister says there's plenty in the new federal budget for Albertans while dodging questions about a possible pipeline project. Francois-Philippe Champagne was in Alberta this week promoting the budget. He says it supports small and medium-sized businesses, increases productivity, and creates generational investments. Speaking today on Alberta Primetime, Champagne was asked about the upcoming major projects announcement. While he wouldn't say whether a pipeline was on the table, he did say he plans to work closely with the Premier and spend plenty of time here in Alberta.
You know, it's been tough recently, so we need to stand shoulder to shoulder. So that's why I say this is a very focused budget. This is a targeted at growing the country and our economy and supporting key industries that we have in the country, like natural resources.
Prime Minister Mark Carney will reveal the second round of what he calls nation-building projects in Prince Rupert, BC on Thursday. Premier Danielle Smith has expressed hope that her pipeline proposal will be included. Visions for the future for a historic structure on a prime piece of River Valley real estate have gone nowhere for at least a decade. Now the city is once again soliciting ideas from developers for the Rossdale power plant. It's a long-term process. But as CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports, Edmontonians will get a taste of what's to come in just a few months.
With its 7 smokestacks and all-brick exterior, the Rossdale power plant is a prominent feature in the center of the River Valley. Aside from one private party 6 years ago and a handful of public tours, the historic building has sat unused since it stopped producing power in 2008.
It's a pretty epic opportunity in our River Valley.
The city is now offering that opportunity to the world, posting a request for ideas on a provincial website, inviting developers to share their vision for repurposing the power plant.
Who hasn't driven past here and looked at this and thought that could be something so cool? Like, you referenced the Forks, there's Granville Island, there's Old Port of Montreal. There's these examples across Canada. Like, this is our opportunity to make it our own.
The plant is part of a larger vision to transform Rossdale. Work is underway to prepare the neighborhood for another 2,500 housing units, including parks, a new road, and other transportation upgrades.
The power plant really is an opportunity for amenities in this area to draw people into the community as well as to support the new residents down here.
It's far from the first time the power plant's potential has been pondered. Prairie Sky pitched it as a station foundation for the gondola project that never got off the ground. And after that party in 2019, CTV interviewed a developer who recalled pitching ideas a dozen years earlier.
If we're having this conversation 10 or 12 years from now and saying, what should we do with the Rossdale power plant? That's the big failure.
We've been moving forward, again, maybe not as quickly as some may have wanted, but again, we've created a really strong foundation.
Councillor Ann Stevenson says that work includes purchasing the plant from EPCOR about 3 years ago, paying to reinforce the structure, and creating a plan to involve Indigenous groups in any redevelopment proposal. The city is also offering the public an appetizer of what's to come for the site.
It's a pretty spectacular spot.
With new railings and decking on the terrace of Pump House 2, Edmontonians will be able to access it like a picnic site next spring, though it likely won't yet feature a cafe as seen in some concept art. The window to submit ideas closes April 30th. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Many Edmontonians took advantage of today's double-digit temperatures by checking out downtown's newest park.
I actually live half a block away, and I've been watching the progress of the park, so we just decided to come check it out.
It's nice to see the green. It's nice to see, I love this playground. I mean, when was the last time you saw somebody build a wood playground?
Downtown's O'Damon Park opened last Friday and was covered in snow for a couple of days. However, today it was light fall clothing and green grass seen there. Unseasonable Remembrance Day temperatures meant people got a chance to see what the park will be like during warmer weather.
All of a sudden it's a community, it seems like. When there's a parking lot here, I didn't see families walking around, people walking dogs, and all of a sudden, yeah, it seems like a real community.
The fact that there's so many people out here tells you how badly it's needed downtown.
It's a place where we can feel together, and that's kind of hard to do downtown sometimes. So I really appreciate it.
People that we surveyed say they prefer the new park over the former parking lot. Canada Post has submitted a plan to transform its struggling business model into what it hopes will become a financially sustainable postal service. Procurement Minister Joel Lightbound had given the Crown Corporation 45 days to deliver a plan. Canada Post submitted its plan at the end of last week. It says in a news release it'll only share details of the proposal after it's received Ottawa's sign-off. Postal workers are on rotating strikes ahead of the holiday season. Edmontonians are working to send aid to the Philippines. The country was rocked by a pair of deadly typhoons in 1 week. The disasters killed hundreds of people and displaced millions. The local Filipino community has banded together doing what it can to help recovery efforts. Groups like the Visman Association are seeking donations to be delivered to medical missions and parishes to connect the people affected with clothing, food, and other basic needs.
Filipinos are one of the fastest growing immigrant communities in Alberta, and we are just really tight-knit with our families and friends back home. So right now, teams are mobilizing, people are kind of coming together, really trying to reach to their families back home and send these funds.
Teacher J.R. Delara is also raising money for Filipinos displaced from the typhoons.
I feel so helpless being here in Canada, and I just need to do something about it and get everyone involved, especially the Filipino community involved. Helping out however they can.
You can donate to Visman's efforts by visiting its GoFundMe page, while Delara can be reached through his Instagram account at its.mrdelara. Just ahead, federal cuts. Coverage for a treatment utilized by thousands, including veterans, is changing. Plus, Down by the Bay, artwork owned by the Hudson's Bay Company, is slated for auction.
The Hudson's Bay commissioned well-known Canadian artists to paint historical scenes for their calendar.
Good evening, folks. Warm one today, 11 degrees on November 11th. Looks like we'll be slightly cooler in the 6 or 7 range for tomorrow and Thursday, and then right around average, a lot closer to 0 for daytime highs for Friday and the weekend. We'll talk more about that and the chance for some snow towards the end of the week in just a few minutes.
Welcome back. Canada's veterans often need care, both physical and mental, when they return home. Many suffer from chronic pain and other ailments, and a treatment called shockwave therapy has been used by thousands. But as CTV's Merrick Takash reports, in a few weeks' time, the treatment will be limited.
And is one side worse than the other?
My right side.
Justin Yasub was in the military for 16 years. He was deployed multiple times, including to Iraq, to fight against ISIS.
I was involved in a big incident there where we lost my friend. I was wounded myself. I got shot in the arm.
6 years of serving with the Canadian Special Operations Regiment took a toll on his body.
I just kind of surrendered to the fact that I'm just going to be in chronic pain for the rest of my life.
Earlier this year, he tried shockwave therapy for the first time.
I've done a lot of different therapies for my back to deal with it and try to live a pain-free life, and nothing really kind of made the change until shockwave.
Last week, the federal budget was unveiled. Now, only 3 sessions will be covered per lifetime for each veteran experiencing chronic pain.
Because I know I needed multiple sessions to get to where I wanted to, it pretty much just, you might as well say 0. Because the 3 sessions are not going to do the trick.
Echelon Wellness in Castle Downs is Alberta's first healthcare clinic exclusively for military veterans and RCMP.
It is like starting a surgery and not finishing it, so to speak. 3 treatments is definitely not enough. The number of treatments should be left between the healthcare providers and the patients.
Veterans Affairs Canada says it's changing how it funds shockwave therapy because of its mandate to ensure veterans receive safe and evidence-based medical treatments. Yasub has all the evidence he needs.
My back doesn't cramp up, it doesn't spasm, and I'm not in that pain anymore.
He hopes the government reconsiders its decision because of how beneficial the treatment is. Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
Dozens of paintings owned by the Hudson's Bay Company will go up for auction next week. CTV's Janice Golding gives us a look at some of the pieces.
This Adrian Aubert is a really great piece. Christmas at Morgan's. Morgan's was the department store. But this
Robert Heffel shows us some marquee pieces from the Hudson Bay Company's collection.
The Hudson's Bay commissioned well-known Canadian artists to paint historical scenes for their calendars, and they would keep the original calendar painting. And so these are some of the Canadian artists that they chose in the calendar paintings. And
27 fine art paintings from the historic company's 4,400 item collection that will be going to the highest bidder next week.
It's a fabulous collection. It's kind of documents the history of Canada, the development of the Hudson Bay, and it's a walk through Canadian art history and a walk through Canadian history.
Previews of the collection were held in cities across the country, with Toronto starting today.
It's like going to a beautiful gallery, only it's all very edited and curated, and it's absolutely stunning.
Among the favorites, Lights of a City Street, a picture of Toronto in the 1890s by Canadian artist Frederick Marlett Bell Smith.
the artist has put himself into the painting. This is the artist. These are the newspaper sellers. This is the artist's son.
And I'm old enough to remember the Big Bell Smith when it was at the at Simpsons in the Acadia Court. I often saw that painting. Everyone in my age saw the painting, so that's the one I'm really excited about seeing.
The piece garnering the most attention, however, is one of a series former UK Prime Minister Winston Churchill painted of Marrakesh.
He gave Marrakesh painting to the U.S. president that later was sold for $1 million, but then it's sold. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie put it up for auction in their divorce, and it sold in Canadian dollars for $16 million.
The bidding will start at 3 p.m. next Wednesday at Heffel's dedicated auction ballroom in Yorkville.
This is how a modern-day fine art auction works. It's the merger between the traditional to the innovative, and this is the technology that pilots Heffel auction.
A long day with auctioneers dealing with telephone, online, and live bidding from 4 different catalogs.
We'll have our pen in our right hand and our gavel in our left, and we'll be looking for bids in the audience, but our devices here, it's a tremendous lot of fun.
Proceeds from ongoing auctions will help HBC's creditors recover some of the nearly $1 billion they're owed. Janice Golding, CTV News.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Welcome back. 3 degrees this morning. For the second straight day, our morning low was warmer than the average high for this time of year. Temperatures yesterday hit 13 degrees, today 11. And at 11 a.m., we were at 7 degrees, which makes that the warmest Remembrance Day temperature since 2016, when it was 6 degrees. Last 10 years, the average temperature at 11 a.m. on Remembrance Day, -3, so it was 10 degrees warmer than that this morning. We'll see temperatures tomorrow in the 6 or 7 range for a daytime high. Sunny with a few clouds. A little extra cloud cover here further to the south through the morning hours. And then most areas should see a good amount of sunshine tomorrow afternoon. That'll change as the day goes on, though. And by tomorrow night into early Thursday morning, we have snow in through Peace River, high level regions. This could actually, north of Peace River, up around high level, east towards Fort McMurray, could be several centimeters worth of snow in a few spots. We'll also see some snow, it looks like, Thursday into Friday in through the Jasper regions, and Hinton, Edson probably get some snow as well late in the day Thursday. As this system slides off to the east-southeast, there is a chance of some precipitation, some gusty wind here in Edmonton as well. The timing on that is still a little uncertain. It'll either be late Thursday, more like the evening or late night hours, or early in the day Friday. So we'll come back tomorrow. We should have a little better handle on the timing of that. But it does look like we may end the week with a little bit of precipitation. -5 in Fort McMurray tomorrow morning, -4 for Red Deer, -6 in Grand Prairie. We'll be about -3 here in the city. 2 or 3 for daytime highs. Fort McMurray, Cold Lake, about 3 or 4 degrees into Lac La Biche. It'd be 3 to 5 degrees. Grand Prairie, Whitecourt, Edson with that increased cloud cover late in the day. Clouds in the morning and then sunshine in the afternoon for southern parts of the province. Red Deer gets to 6 degrees tomorrow, and here in the city we'll hit high of 6 as well. 7 on Thursday with that increased cloud cover. There's your chance of some flurries or snow either late Thursday night or early Friday. Temperatures a degree or 2 above 0 for Friday and the weekend, and then a degree or 2 below 0 next week. That is your forecast.
Businesses along 124th Street are preparing to welcome the winter season with the All Is Bright Festival this coming weekend. One highlight is Duchess Bakery's Gingerbread House. This year's theme is the Grand Budapest Hotel from the famous hotel from a Wes Anderson movie. As CTV's Naramanisa explains, it's also a big fundraiser.
I'd rather put a shim in there, honestly.
Yeah, we could do that.
It's all hands on deck as Garner and Kelsey Beggs deck out this gingerbread house.
We are under a real tight deadline here. We have hours left to finish it, so it's going to be a non-stop slog from now until its unveiling.
Every couple of years, Duchess Bake Shop creates an elaborate gingerbread house. This year's theme?
Grand Budapest Hotel. So one of my favorite Wes Anderson films.
This is the hotel in the movie, and this is the Duchess version so far. It's made up of more than 90 kilograms of gingerbread, approximately 30 kilograms of melted sugar, and a whole lot of royal icing.
Hundreds of hours go into the creation of it.
In previous years, Duchess recreated Hogwarts from Harry Potter, the castle from Frozen, and the Milan Cathedral.
It just makes me happy. I don't know. To me, gingerbread is synonymous with the season.
The gingerbread displays come with a charitable connection. Anyone who brings in winter clothing donations like gloves and toques or toiletries will be entered into a draw.
And we draw that winner in the new year, and them and 10 of their friends get a demolition party. So they can bring baseball bats and sledgehammers, crowbars, whatever they want, and they can destroy the Grand Budapest Hotel.
This year's donations are going to iHuman, a nonprofit that helps homeless and marginalized youth.
We see a number of youth every year come in with the really bad frostbite, some of them actually losing their toes and fingers due to the cold weather.
iHuman helps about 500 teens and young adults a week, providing a safe day space, meals, snacks, and activities such as painting and sewing. Staff say the supports they offer can create positive changes.
They get an opportunity to build a community and to have all the support they need and really deserve to be able to make some different changes in their life.
The Grand Budapest Gingerbread Hotel will be on display at Duchess for the next few weeks, starting this Saturday. Naramanisa, CTV News, Edmonton.
Well, whoever ends up getting to break down that rendition of the Grand Budapest Hotel will find out just how the ginger snaps. All right, that's all from us on this Tuesday. Thanks for wrapping up your Remembrance Day with us here on CTV. We'll be back with you again tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, take care and goodbye for now.